All right, mate, so this Sunday, Comedy Central's roasting Justin Bieber. It got me to thinking that if IndyCar had a roast, there have to be some drivers, maybe some officials, maybe some media guys. If you could roast, I bet you'd put a few up there.
Yeah, I think an easy one for me would be Franchitti. He's not driving anymore, but,
Princess.
I was just getting to that. He's very sensitive on the princess topic, so that would have been quite easy. You could go at him for quite a while. Will Power, he's definitely a bit of a wanker, so you could go on. And Aussies, you can play and make fun of Australians all day long.
That's a bit like picking on a child, though, with Power, though. I don't know if that's fair.
Well, it's a roast, right? That's what it's all about. So, and then Barnhart, man, I don't know. I'm going to leave that one alone, though.
Okay. How about media?
Media? Well, I don't know. Robin Miller's easy. Just look at him. There's lots of things you could talk about by just looking at him.
He might have a heart attack, though, depending on what you say.
Yeah, that's true. He's getting old.
Well, being that Ryan is literally yelling at me behind the camera right now, he's such an easy target. There's just too much material. It's too easy. So that'd be fun. And he's so sensitive, too.
But I'd have to go media first. I wouldn't go with you. I would probably go with Jenna Freya, because she kind of roasts a lot already. Jenna, that's for you. Drivers, would be good with Will, actually. Would have a good laugh, for sure.
Any thoughts on officials? There's been one who's been mentioned frequently who's in race control now.
Well, I would go with Derek Walker. Yeah, that would be a funny one, too.
But he knows a lot of secrets about you. He knows a lot of your business. I don't know if you want Derek.
I know a lot of secrets about him, too.
I've got a couple candidates, I mean, I'd really like to roast Marco. I'd like to roast Tony Kanaan and Hinchcliffe. All three of those guys, I'd have some great hits at. I mean, I'd probably be up on stage for a half hour just laying into them. So I'd really enjoy that. Okay, if we're not talking about drivers, yeah, you can hit Robin all day. I mean, yeah, And I wouldn't mind roasting you either, You guys have all taken your jabs. I'd like to get my jabs back.
That's really mean. Oh, man. I don't know. We would have somebody to be, who obviously has a big sense of humor. So I don't know. I think one might be the best one to handle that. Oh yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah, absolutely. Robin would be perfect for the job. I mean, he's been trashing anyone and everyone anyway, so he knows he's got a few coupons on everybody.
I would probably like to see Dario Franchitti getting roast a bit, and also Tony Kanaan, because I feel like if they were getting roast together, then all of a sudden they'd start roasting each other, and then you'd probably find out some pretty funny secrets.
I think I want to see two. It have to be only one. I don't know. I think Juan Pablo. It's one guy. Woo! That would be a spicy show. And maybe Derek Walker. It would be funny to see Derek. I know he's pretty good, by the way. So hopefully, those are my choice.
All right. So drivers, I put a lot of thought into this, and I'm going to go with Elio. I'm going to go with Elio because the point of a roast is to poke fun. I think Elio's got a great sense of humor, so he could take it. Some of these guys would get super butthurt about things and not take the jokes so well, but Elio could take it, and he's been around long enough. There's enough stuff that we could poke fun at, some of his extracurricular activities as well. So I think the material's there, and I think he's got the sense of humor for it. Media, I mean, that's a no-brainer. It's Robin Miller all day, every day. I mean, that would be... The problem is I feel like his speech at the end would actually be more offensive to himself than anything we could do, but that might be entertaining, in and of itself.
I think maybe I would put Montoya up there. I don't know. I think actually we get along really well, and I really like him, and I think we give each other a little bit of crap, so it's fun.
Well, I think the first one's this guy who works for RACER by the name of Marshall Pruett. He's got a lot of stories to tell, and I'm sure a lot of people have stories to tell about him. On a serious note, though, it'd be really cool to roast Dario. For the amount of years he's been around the sport, different racing, and he has a lot of friends in the paddock, and a lot of people that respect him a lot, and I think have a lot of stories to tell. So it would be fun to hear those, and probably embarrassing for sure.
I think Elio would be a great choice. because there's a whole lot of material from dancing to taxes to his hair or whatever, and he would still have fun with it and not get his feelings hurt, you know. And then I think Robin would be another excellent choice, you know, because nothing seems to bother him anyway.
From the media, well, probably you, Marshall. Oh, Miller, yeah, Robin Miller. That would be a good roast. But the problem is, nothing offends him, so it wouldn't. You'd have to, you know, it's got to be someone who gets upset. You could have a roast of all the officials together. You know, you could have Derek, you could have Brian Barnhart, you have Rocket, the whole lot. That'd be fun.
Okay, so an IndyCar roast, I think the drivers would be easy. You'd have to do Graham Rahal. He'd be under fire immediately. I think it'd be funny, and I think he'd actually be a good sport about it. So I'd pick Graham. Maybe not, but that would make it great, right? Official-wise, I don't know who would be great. You could do anyone really. You know, I think people would try and go after Bo still from the last 3 years. You know, even though he's not around anymore, they'd still want to roast Bo. So other than that, I don't know. But I think Graham's probably your best choice out of the whole series right now. If he was being roasted, he would be the best at roasting people back. Speak of the devil, okay, right there. So I still pick Graham Rahal.
I would love to be able to roast Dario because I just know so much about him that would be funny. Robin Miller. He needs to be roasted. I mean, and actually one that probably a lot of people will enjoy to roast to be Barnhart, Brian Barnhart.
So that Franchitti guy, just a nasty, horrible person. People don't get to see that side of him, right?
No, and I want to show people that so they can actually change their minds about it because they just think he's this handsome Scottish guy that is. So I have. Let's do it. I'll be all for it, and I'll speak for an hour.